So, the Deadpool and Wolverine Easter eggs were like a treasure that kept giving as long as you kept digging, whether it was about Wolverine or his fight with Hulk. Although we'll discuss these separately in detail, the most perplexing question was about Hulk and Wolverine's fight. We had some idea beforehand that we might see something like this in the movie, but when it actually happened on screen, for a second, I thought, am I really witnessing this? But as quickly as it started, it ended even faster. That's something she never said and will never say. But what exactly was the deal with Hulk and Wolverine in this sequence? What kind of fight were we seeing? Who won? Who lost? And what's the history of this in the comic books? Let's go over everything, one by one. First, let me throw a lot of comic book knowledge at you. You might be surprised to know that the Wolverine we know from Marvel Comics didn't debut in his own comics, but in the Incredible Hulk comic book around 1974. It was actually to fight the Hulk that he appeared for the first time in issue number 180 and came to fight him in issue number 181. They share a common enemy named Wendigo, with whom they fight first before turning on each other. From this, you can guess how old their history is, actually older than Deadpool's history with Wolverine. In fact, whenever they meet in the comics, they almost always fight because Wolverine never backs down, and we know how intense Hulk can get. So, in this comic book as well, they meet, fight Wendigo, defeat him, and then start fighting each other. Though it wasn't shown in much detail, a more enhanced version was made later, showing some other things. We'll discuss that a bit later. But after this comes the famous Todd McFarlane fight sequence, where Hulk and Wolverine fight once again. This was also shown in Deadpool and Wolverine, where Deadpool even mentions Todd McFarlane. In this, we see Wolverine in his brown and yellow suit, which was quite surprising. But what wasn't accurately depicted was Hulk's color. In the same comic book from which the fight sequence was referenced, Hulk was gray, not green. Wolverine and Hulk meet in a snowy field where Hulk is busy with something else, but seeing Wolverine makes him lose his cool. Interestingly, Wolverine doesn't want to fight Hulk. He tries to rationalize with him. But being Hulk, he starts pounding on him, and then Wolverine says, "That's it, enough is enough," and unleashes his berserker rage. This berserker rage is like an inherent power that turns him into a feral monster. His teeth grow longer, and he sees nothing but blood, charging at his opponent. In fact, if he doesn't keep this rage in check, he might not even distinguish between friend and foe and could kill everyone. So, Wolverine's berserker rage takes over, and their fight goes on for a long time. But some other superheroes present there stop the fight, and it doesn't go any further. But the conclusion is that Hulk smashes Wolverine, and I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's bound to happen. Hulk is stronger, bigger, and more muscular. Logan already looks small compared to Hulk, and in front of him, he looks even smaller. The only thing that works in his favor is his healing factor because no matter how much Hulk beats him, Wolverine keeps coming back, and he's stubborn too. But his healing factor takes a major hit in another issue, which made my hair stand on end. And that was when Hulk tears Wolverine apart in two. This basically doesn't take place in Marvel's 616 universe. This story is from the Ultimate Universe, which was later rebooted. But in the comic books, the Ultimate Universe is a bit more brutal. All the superheroes in that universe have shades of gray, unlike the perfection we see in the 616 universe, where superheroes are epitomes of perfection and can be idealized and followed. In the Ultimate Universe, things are quite different. For example, in the 616 universe, Hulk is just an enraged monster, but Bruce Banner is a somewhat decent personality. Whereas in the Ultimate Universe, Hulk gives off a very villainous vibe. Seeing him, you'd think he's the villain because he's responsible for many deaths. He causes earthquakes in India, destroys many lives in Paris, tsunamis. Many lives are lost because of him. The reason behind all this is his unrequited love. He likes Betty Ross, but she doesn't like him as much. They date for a while, but she moves on. And whenever he calls Betty Ross and finds out she's with someone else, his blood boils, and he transforms into Hulk, causing earthquakes and taking many lives. So, tired of all this, Nick Fury takes a drastic step and tells Wolverine to find and track him down and fight him. I'm not joking. This is actually what happens. So Wolverine finds Hulk in Tibet, where he's living peacefully after meeting the Dalai Lama, with many girls around him. If that's what you call peace, then okay. But as soon as Hulk sees Wolverine, he realizes things aren't going to work out peacefully, and their fight starts, which is quite one-sided. Wolverine tries to fight back, but Hulk grabs him and tears him in half. He throws one part of him one way and the other part somewhere else. First, he tells Wolverine, "I know if you reattach your two halves, you'll heal and come after me again. So you have two options. I eat your left leg or your right leg. Now choose which one I should eat." Because if he eats his leg, Wolverine won't be able to regenerate like Deadpool can. Now, Wolverine says, "No, you're bluffing." But then he realizes that if he doesn't do anything, Hulk might really eat both his legs. So he chooses his left leg, but before Hulk can eat him, someone else enters the scene, and the fight gets interrupted. Hulk picks up Wolverine's other part and throws it far away. Wolverine then realizes that if he wants to be whole again, he needs to reach his other half. So he starts crawling up a mountain and eventually gets reattached. Seeing this panel raised another question. If Wolverine's skeleton is made of adamantium, which is an unbreakable metal, how did Hulk tear him in half? There are two possible explanations for this. First, in the Ultimate Universe, 1610, adamantium isn't unbreakable. It can be broken, and Hulk has demonstrated this before when he broke an adamantium needle. So, Wolverine's skeleton might be bound with adamantium, but there are cartilages and soft tissues in between that aren't adamantium, which is why he could be torn in half if Hulk wanted to, which he did. And this was later confirmed in the 616 universe when Logan was also torn in two, although this was done not by Hulk, but by a cursed clone of Wolverine called Wendigo. Now, how much of this will we see in the movie? It remains to be seen, but based on the sequence that was shown, it seems like this part of the comic book is being referenced, although in a slightly different way. Maybe it's a part of Wade Wilson's imagination, but it's certainly a nod to the Ultimate Universe. This fight might continue in the movie, and who knows? Maybe we'll see Wolverine being torn in two, but this time, maybe Deadpool will make a joke about it, or something else entirely might happen. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing latest content. To know about all the hidden details in Deadpool and Wolverine, watch the video above, and to find out how upcoming 10 Marvel movies, watch the video below. I'll be back with a new video soon.